It's Congressman James Lankford. If you're watching this video, then you are one of the people in the district that is really interested in tracking the economy and are interested in what Washington is doing to be able to help us in that economy as well. Obviously, a lot of people are interested in what's happening. You're really interested because you're watching this video. Tonight is the president's speech, and I just want to make just a couple quick comments about that. First of all, I think it's entirely appropriate that the president does come and talk about the economy and about jobs and what's happening in America. This is a major issue. Unemployment is very high and has been very high for a long time. So it's entirely appropriate. Now, I'm not sure it's appropriate to have a joint session of Congress and all the political theater that goes with that. There are other places that I think might have been more appropriate, but I do think it's very appropriate that he comes forward and gets a chance to talk about it. Now, you're probably watching for certain things, and I am as well. As I approach the speech tonight and thinking about it, I'm thinking about several things. One is, I'm trying to think, are we going to get a proposal that is different than the proposals we've had in the past? And I'm watching for things like stimulus spending. Obviously, there was a huge stimulus spending done by the previous Congress and the president, approaching $1 trillion, construction, all these different programs. It's apparent that that did not work. We still have over 9% unemployment. There was a huge reshuffling of mortgages, taking over of companies, redoing how the banks worked, a large healthcare program. All of those things were done. We had a payroll tax holiday. We had massive unemployment benefit extensions from 26 weeks to now 99 weeks. All of those things have been done in the past. So I'm watching to see, are those the same proposals that are coming out? There'll be new proposals. So that'll be interesting to be able to track on it. I'm really interested in seeing if there are going to be some things that don't cost additional money, that don't add to the deficit. Because I think there are a lot of things we could do in our economy right now that would make a major difference. You see, there's a philosophical difference. Some people think the federal government creates jobs. I don't. I think the federal government can encourage or discourage job growth, but we don't actually leave Washington and go help people actually create jobs. We create an environment where they can create jobs. So we either encourage job growth or discourage job growth. And that's not just semantics. That's a real philosophical difference between the two different ways of thinking that's here in Washington. So what I'll be watching for, are we doing things to pull the wet blanket off of our economy that the federal government, I believe, has laid down on the economy that slows down job growth? Or whether it be dealing with how we're handling healthcare and the uncertainty with that, whether it be our business tax policy, whether it be the way we're over-regulating banks and they're afraid to take risks and give loans out to commercial customers, whether it be how we deal with our tax policy for international companies where we punish companies for bringing money back from overseas, whether it be energy exploration, a moratorium on the EPA extending additional regulations, or whether it be other regulations even on small community banks. You realize from July to December of just this year, there'll be 100 new regulations put down on our small community banks. There are a lot of things that are slowing down the economy, and what I'll be interested to see is, are there proposals that are coming out that are free? And I think those are things that we should lead with to be able to take off. So I'll be watching, I'll be there in the main chamber, getting a chance to track. I'm sure if you're watching this, you'll also be watching that speech as well. We'll be watching together to see what the proposals are, and then not just what the president's saying, but then try to make a decision, what do we do to be able to help encourage job growth in the United States. So thanks for being able to watch. We'll see you tonight, I guess, at the speech.